Hello viewers, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Omotola. On this channel I teach sewing tutorial videos, and today I'll teach you how to make a basic sleeve. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. In my previous video I taught how to make a basic bodice, and this is a continuation of it. Your basic bodice, should you want, it needs a sleeve. And for you to make a sleeve, you also need to draft its pattern. And for you to draft the pattern that is the sleeve, you need some measurements. Now, looking at this diagram here, this sleeve here, you see that it has a length, it has some width, it has some areas where it's curved in, it has an area too that curved inside in a sloping manner like this. So we need some measurements to achieve this. This is a dress form. A dress form is different from your mannequin. Mannequin is used to just display clothes, but a dress form has a real human size. This is a dress form. It could be size 4, size 6, size 8, and the likes like that. So this dress form, if I want to measure sleeve for this dress form, this kind of sleeve, which is a basic sleeve, I need the sleeve length. So this is what I do. It does not have a plastic to cover this arm. If it were to be a human, it would have a coverage for this. It would have a covering for this rather. So this is what you do for your clients. From the shoulder blade here, where the hand itself starts, down like this, you tell the client to bend their hand a little this way, because when you wear clothes, you have freedom, you have movement, and if you just measure straight like this, if it's a long sleeve, by the time you sew these clothes, it will jump up. For example, you took a measurement straight like this from here to here. When the client wears that sleeve length, it will jump to somewhere here. Especially if the client decides to fold his or her hand like this, it will jump further inside. So it is better to cuff the hand a little bit like this. So when you're measuring the sleeve length, you to cuff along like this to your desired wrist. For this dress form is 21. Okay? Now, this is 21. For your wrist circumference, that is where the hand, the hand, these fingers, that is where they come out from. So this is what I do. So that the hand can come inside straight, I do not measure here, because it will be too tight if I measure exactly this place. So this is what I do. I fold my hand this way, and I take my tape rule around the bulge where I folded my hand like this. Can you see? This is 8 inches for me. So you can write that. It says 8 inches for me. Meanwhile, my own sleeve length is 22. Now, the bicep width. You need to know the fullest part of this your hand. This fullest part, this area is called the bicep. So if it were to be a client, it will be around this area. So you take your tape rule round like this, around like this. If I were to do it for myself, I would do it this way. This is the fullest area for me. When measuring, please make it firm. Do not make it loose, because eventually while drafting you still put ease. So this is the fullest area for me. It is 13 for me. So my bicep width is 13. Now I also need my armhole depth. In the previous video, I taught you how how to measure an armhole depth. This is the same way. You turn to the back like this. Your client, or whoever you're measuring for, put a ruler or a pencil, an object that can protrude out clearly. You put it under the client. Find from the nape of your neck straight down to an area that intersects this protrusion, this protruded object. For this dummy is around 7, but then mine was 9. Now, so the armhole depth is actually 9 for me, but this is not what I'm recording, because while constructing the basic bodies, you need to find the exact armhole depth, which is not 9. You measured 9, but because of the slope of the shoulder, it won't be 9 again. Looking at this dummy, I started my measurement from around this place to where the armhole depth is. Here. But I did not take into account the slope of this shoulder. Looking at it this way, there is an extra space that the shoulder cut off. So there is a way to calculate that. I taught it in the basic bodies. I'm not going to repeat it again. You can just go back and watch that video. So after making my calculation for the armhole depth, my real armhole depth was 7.75 inches. Okay? I hope you're getting that. So these are the basic measurements we actually need for our basic sleeve drafting. The rest can be calculated. The rest can be maneuvered. So to get this now, also you need to know what these letters, what they mean. A to B here is our cap height. Remember, from this basic sleeve, you can have various kind of sleeve. You can make a cap sleeve from it. Normally your cap sleeve will probably be like this. It will come like this. So from here to here is your cap sleeve, is your cap height. So it's usually around the joining of the arm to around here that intersects the underarm. That is the cap height. From A to C is the elbow. You can decide to measure that, and you may not decide to measure it. It's something that it's best calculated. So A to C, because of the folding of our hand. So I prefer to calculate where the elbow reaches. Then A to D is our full sleeve length, which is 22. Your D to E is my wrist circumference, the one I measured, doing like this, taking my tape rule around my fingers on. Then C to F is the elbow circumference. All these are not really needed, something you can calculate. But if you want C to F, which is the elbow circumference, you can take your tape rule around the elbow this way, but make sure you fold your hand too, so that this place, when you wear your sleeve, it will not be too tight for you. It will give you comfort. Your B to G is an area that should accommodate your bicep width, which I calculated the other time. So now, A to B is our cap height. This A to G, this slope, this should accommodate your arm hole circumference. Now, my armhole circumference is 18 inches, meaning that when I'm through drafting this on a paper, this place to this place should be 18. If there is going to be anything extra, it should not be more than 1 to 2 centimeters. My D to E, I've told you what that is. Now, you see this B to G, I said it should accommodate. It won't be exact this bicep width, but it should accommodate it. There should be a kind of allowance or a seam or an ease that should add up to it, so that it will give you comfort while raising your hand. So this your B to G, it should equal your armhole depth. This armhole depth 7.75. So let's get along to the drafting. Take your paper, fold it into two. Now, let me make a small illustration for us. For the sake of people that didn't watch the last video, this is a rectangle that has our basic bodies. This is the slope of the shoulder. This is the armhole circumference. And here to here is the armhole depth. Here to here is the armhole depth. This is the circumference here. This place should be equal to this place, while this place here to here should be equal to B. Okay, so having explained all that, I have not explained how you determine your A to B, which is the cap height. Now, since your B to G is the armhole depth, your cap height is not just something you assume for, because it is a function of the armhole depth too. So if I taught in the last class that there is a way to calculate the armhole depth. If your armhole depth is between 6 inches and 7.5 inches, your cap height will be 3 inches here. If your armhole depth is within this range, 7.6 to 8.4 inches, your cap height will be 4 inches. If it is this 8.5 and above, then you use 5. Mine actually fall within this range. Mine is 7.75 inches. So now let's draft this. Take your paper, fold it into two to accommodate the front and back sleeve. So to have a neat draft, you can just put an extra space of 1 centimeter on top here. Then from here, measure the full length of your sleeve. Mine is 22. So my cap sleeve is 4 centimeter. So from the beginning here to a point of 4 centimeter, I noted that. Then I drew the line horizontally to the edge of the paper. Now, what is left is to transfer all the other measurements. Now, if you notice here, my line here, I was able to replicate it, B and D. What about C? C is the elbow length. I said it in the beginning that I usually do not measure the elbow length, but rather I calculate it. So my elbow length, A to D, is my full sleeve length, is 22. The half of 22 is 11. So this is 11 for me. For everybody, after dividing that, I will add 4 centimeter. So if I add 4 centimeter to that point where 11 inches is, towards the down area, so this is where my 4 centimeter is, then my elbow length is now 12 and a half. So I also connect that one horizontally like this. So this is my point C. Okay, so my wrist circumference is 8. Here, I'll measure 8. This is 8. I'll put an ease of 1 centimeter. I did not measure elbow. If you like, I did not measure the circumference of the elbow. If you like, you can. For this place, here to here, B to G, to know what it will accommodate, I've told you, it should accommodate your bicep width, but its original length itself is your armhole depth, which is 7.75. So, meanwhile, for you to really know the armhole depth itself, this is the rectangle that house our bodies, the slope of the shoulder, the armhole. Now, here, this point here to here, vertically like this, is our armhole depth. So, it's the same thing as B to G. My armhole depth is 7.75. You see that it has accommodated my 13. If I look at 13 divided by 2, it has accommodated it here. So this extra is what will give me comfort when I raise my arm. Okay? So now, take your hip cuff and connect this point to the wrist. Or in a case where you actually want it very fitted and you've measured your elbow circumference, when you dot the point here, you connect the 3 lines together. But I didn't do that for mine, so I'll just connect it this way. So this is what the down part would look like. Now, we need to construct this curve A. Remember I said this curve A to G is your armhole circumference. Is this curve A that should come from the sleeve and join with the bodies. So whatever I'm doing here, it should be 18. It should not be less than 18. It can be a little bit above 18 with about half an inch, 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter at most. So let's get down to that. Now here, you don't want it to have a sharp edge here. So measure 1 centimeter here. You can asterisk it. From here, you will not start your curve from this edge, but rather you start your curve from this edge. So from this edge here, just take your ruler and connect this point to this asterisk point here in a straight manner like this. After you must have done that, this line, divide this line into 4 equal parts. Okay? So these are the points. Now, here too, mark 1 centimeter. The same 1 centimeter you mark here, come and mark it here too. Then divide this line, this remaining line here. Remember, this is our line G. This line G, divide it into 4 equal parts too. Here is 19 centimeter for me, so I divide this 19 centimeter into 4 equal parts. This is 4 equal parts. Connect this line straight to the ones you divided up here. So, having done that, this first line, let's label it maybe line 1, the second line, line 2, this third line, line 3. So on this line 1, take your ruler or your tape rule. Let it come up by 1.5 centimeter. 1.5 centimeter. This is my point here. This is 1.5 centimeter. Now, skip the 2, come to 3, and let this 3 come down by 1.5 centimeter. The line 1 comes up with 1.5 centimeter. The line 3 comes down by 1.5 centimeter. Now, see our lines here, here, here. Let's connect together. You can use a proper French curve, or you can use this curve. I prefer this. So, connect to 2. Now, this line 3 that came down with 1.5, just find the midpoint here. Then, this midpoint, connect it with this like this. Okay, so you can blend it well. This is what you have. Now, remember that we only found the midpoint here. There are still extra lines here. There's still extra line here. Now here, on this point too, come down by 0.5 centimeter. 0.5 is, this first one that I did is the back sleeve. While this one I'm going to construct now is the front sleeve. So, still on the same line. I'm using the red barrel so you know that one clearly. So, connect it to the down line like this. If you follow the red line, if you follow this red line, this is the front sleeve, this black line is the back sleeve. So, having done this now, you can take your tape rule and try to ascertain if it is less than 18 inches. So, I'm tracing the back first. Then the front. You see, it is 18.1. So it is accurate. I told you it should not be less than, it can be exact, and it can be 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter more than your actual armhole circumference. So in case you do not get this well, maybe the lines are blurry to you. So just trace it. You can try and trace the front. So, trace this way, trace the red line. Okay, and trace this. Because I want to open this sheet now. So you see what our sleeve looks like. Okay, so trace with your pen. You try and trace the dotted lines. Okay, so this is our front, and this black one is our back. So you can cut it out. is the front, this is the back. Now, if both of them are put together, you see that the front is lowered compared to the back. So this is how to draft the basic sleeve. Should you not want a full sleeve, you can just choose a length from here, probably a 3/4. Decide your length. Probably it's the one that reaches around the mid arm here, around here, or you want an elbow length. So you choose. So we've come to the end of today's class. We've come to the end of drafting of a sleeve. From this sleeve, in our coming videos, I will be making several adjustments or patterns from it. Not adjustments, rather, I mean patterns from it. On this sleeve, you can make your bishop sleeve, you can make flame, you can make several others from it. So, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and let your comments be known.